Hi there guys, this is Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the complete tips and tricks video on your OnePlus 3. So guys, most of this will apply to other devices like OnePlus 2 and OnePlus X running Marshmallow. So with that said, let's get started. Firstly, let me just show you how to unlock your device using the fingerprint scanner. I have already set it up, so this is how it works. So when the device is locked, whether it is awake or asleep, so when the device is locked, simply place your finger on the fingerprint scanner and it will unlock your device. If we go to settings, select security and fingerprint. I have already set up a password for this device, a pattern, and then I'm using the fingerprint scanner. So let me just disable the pattern now. I'll go with swipe, and if I lock this device, the fingerprint scanner doesn't work and doesn't unlock the device. If I swipe up, it'll unlock the device. So now to unlock the device using the fingerprint scanner, just select fingerprint and it'll ask you to set up a password for your device. Just press continue, set up a password. You can go with a pattern or whatever you want. And now it'll register your fingerprint. I think this fingerprint will be saved on the actual fingerprint reader itself. So whenever you remove a password, all the fingerprints saved will be deleted. It's actually inconvenient, but it's a good security feature. Now we are done. And if you want to add more fingerprints, then come to the same place, select fingerprint, enter the password, click add fingerprint, and you can do the same thing once again. So let me lock the device. Now to unlock it, I can simply place the registered fingerprint on the fingerprint reader. Other fingerprints won't work. We can also use the backup password to unlock the device. As you can see, the font on this device is huge. So to change that, just go to display. Over here we have the option to change the font size. Go with normal or small according to your preferences. On the OnePlus 3 we have the regular screen gestures like double tap to wake, V for flash and O for the camera, and some other controls for the music player. So this is double tap to wake, and when we draw a V, it will turn on the flash, and if I draw a circle, it will open up the camera. Now to enable these gestures, go to settings. Once you're in settings, select gestures, and these are the three gestures that I've just shown you, and this is the gesture for the music player. On the OnePlus 3 we have something called as dark mode. So to enable that, just go to settings, go to customization, and over here we have the toggle, and this is the dark mode. It looks pretty awesome because of the AMOLED display. Now just to make everything visible to you, I'm turning it off, and we are now back to normal. In the dark mode we can change the accent colors, so that's something you can try it yourself. Next we have LED notifications, and if we select that, we can configure how the LED notifies us at different battery levels. Besides that, we don't have any customization options, and we do have an option for per app notifications, and I was really excited thinking that we can change notification colors based on applications, but that's not what it is for. It will simply show you a list of apps that are currently installed on your device, and you have the option to disable the LED notification for that particular application. That's all. You can't change the color. Pretty disappointed. So anyway, if we go back, next if we go to the display settings, we have some pretty cool stuff over here. This is just a quick toggle for auto brightness. If you want auto brightness, enable the adaptive brightness, and if you don't, disable that. Next we have color balance. So we can change the temperature of the display by just using this toggle. Next we have something called as night mode to protect your eyes from the blue light. So once again we can configure this tint or adjust this tint. Next, if we want to change the wallpaper on this device, select this option. If you want to change the wallpaper on this device, select wallpaper. Next we have the option to open camera app quickly by pressing the power button twice. So for that, enable this toggle. So now the device is locked. To open the camera app quickly, press the power button twice. There you go. Next we have something called as ambient display. So when your device is locked and put aside, if you get any notification, the display lights up. Next we have something called as proximity wake. Let me give you a demonstration. Now the device is locked, and if I wave my hand over the proximity sensor, it will nicely show you the notifications in just white color. Let me do that once again. If we touch the screen, the display gets activated. And because the proximity wake uses only black and white colors, it doesn't take up too much battery. Next we have the font size to change the font size of the phone. In the settings, if you have installed more than one launcher, you will get this option, Home, and from here you can change your default home launcher. So if I want to switch to TSF Shell, I can do that and press Home button, and from now on TSF Shell will be my default home launcher. So let me go back to the stock launcher, and no matter how many times I press Home button, I will always go to the stock home launcher. This is a stock home launcher with a shelf on the left. We'll come back to it later. So we have some nice gestures like swipe down to bring down the notification bar, swipe up, which takes us to the Google search, and if we do a long press, we get additional options. So if you want to change the wallpaper, select the first option, and these are some inbuilt wallpapers. We can change the wallpapers of the home screen and the lock screen from here. Next, select that option to add any new widget to the home screen. Select Customize to customize your home launcher. So if you don't want to use the shelf, click this toggle and the shelf will be removed. If you don't want to use the gestures, just disable these toggles. If we swipe this card left, we get additional options. If you want a Google widget always on the screen, just select this option and it will be added to the screen. And if you don't want to have that widget, just click this option. Make sure you hit the save button to save your configuration. Now if you swipe left once again, you can change the icons of the phone. You can change the icon pack. So this is how the default icon pack looks like. This is a custom icon pack. Let me just go back to the default icon pack. Just swipe left, select the icon pack, and always make sure you hit the save button to apply your settings. So these are our default icons. So as I've shown you, you can easily change this icon packs from here. If you are interested to know the name of this icon pack, let me know. I'll just give you the name. Next, these are our notification toggles. There's just one new thing, the night mode. And besides that, everything is pretty much familiar. You can rearrange these toggles by simply clicking this button and swiping the toggle to the position that you want. And once you're done, hit this button. This is your recent apps page, and to close any app, simply swipe it to the left or right, and to lock it, hit this button. And at the bottom we have 3 shortcuts. If you click the second option, it will close all the applications that are listed here and even the background applications. If you click this button, it will just close the apps that are listed there. Once again, if you go to the recent apps page, if you don't have any apps listed, you'll get quick shortcuts to your most recently used apps. Like any other OnePlus device out there, you have the option to switch between the capacitive buttons and the on-screen buttons. So for that, just go to Settings and select Buttons. So if you enable this toggle, you get the on-screen buttons, and if you want to swap these positions, enable this toggle. When you're using the capacitive buttons, you get some additional tweaks. If we use the capacitive buttons, we have some additional customization. So if I press this button once, it will take me to the recent apps page. If I press and hold it, it will switch the current app with the previous app. So in my case, my previous app was Google Chrome. And if I do that again, we will be back to the settings. Next, if I press this button, it will go one step back. That's your normal back button. And if I press and hold it, it will go to the camera app. So you can do these kind of customizations if you are using the capacitive buttons. So we can do all of that from the buttons page. Next, on the left we have this alert slider. So it has 3 positions all the way to the bottom, middle and the top. So if it is in the bottom, you get notifications and alerts every time for messages, calls, notifications, alarms, reminders and events. So if you set it to middle, you're in the priority mode. So in the settings, if you select alert slider, you have the priority settings and the silent settings. So this is how I configured my priority mode. I will be notified only for alarms, reminders, events, and if I get any messages, the phone will not alert me or give any notification for me. But if anyone calls me, the phone rings. And if I set this alert slider all the way to the top, it is in the silent mode, and these are the settings. So in the silent mode, the normal music players work without any problem. We will be able to play games with sound, but whenever anyone calls us or if we receive any notifications or messages, we won't be interrupted. By the way, alarms work too. Once again, in settings, scroll down and select about phone, scroll down once again and click the build number at least 7 times. And once you do that, developer options will be enabled. Just go back, and over here we have the developer options. Now enable advanced reboot. Before that, let me just show you the normal power menu. So if I click reboot, it will just ask me for a confirmation to reboot the device. Now if I enable the advanced reboot, I'll get some additional options. So now I can reboot the device or directly go to recovery or directly go to the bootloader. From here we can also enable USB debugging by using this toggle. And if you want to root this device, you need to first unlock the bootloader, and to do that, you need to enable this toggle. You can't unlock your bootloader without enabling this toggle, so make sure you do that before you try to do anything else. Besides these tweaks from Oxygen OS, we have the regular tweaks like app permissions and DOS from Android Marshmallow. So for that, just go to settings and select apps. These are the list of all the applications that are currently installed on your device, and if you click this gear button, you get this app permissions and some more options to tweak. So the first one would be access permissions. These are all the permissions that are currently on your device, and if you select any one of these permissions, it will list all the list of apps that have requested for this particular permission. So let's say I don't want Antutu benchmarks to have access to the camera permission. I can do that, and Antutu benchmarks won't be able to use the camera app or the camera itself. So for a quick demonstration, this is our stock camera app, and I'm going to disable or I'm going to deny access to the camera permission. Now if we open the camera app, now it is asking us for permission to use the camera. If I deny it, it won't open. It simply won't work. If I give allow, then it will work without any problem. For example, we have Easy Touch. So why do we need this? We have apps like Genie, which is a Netgear router manager. Why would that app need camera permission? Or if we go to location settings or location permissions, I don't want Antutu benchmarks to have my location, so I can disable that, and Antutu benchmarks app won't know my current location. So this is what you can basically do with these permissions. And next, if we go to default apps, we can change the default browser app from here, default phone dialer, default SMS application. I usually prefer to use Brave as my default browser, so once I do that, it won't ask me to choose between multiple browsers every time. If we go to battery optimization, we can enable and disable DOS feature for the apps. So by default, all the apps are optimized for DOS. Just in case if you're not getting notifications quickly on WhatsApp or Facebook, you need to come over here, select the app and click Don't Optimize. And once you do that, you should be getting notifications pretty quickly. So anyway, that's what I think, and that's how DOS probably works. Going on next, this is the camera app, and it is very simple. It's the same thing as what we have seen earlier. This is a quick toggle for the HDR mode. This is HD, I don't know what it means. This is a toggle for the flash. We have 3 modes: auto, on and off. If we swipe to the right, we get these additional options. We can do a time-lapse, slow motion recording, video, manual and panorama. And if we press this button, it'll give us additional options. So we can take pictures in 16:9 ratio, 1:1, 4:3 or back to 16:9. This is a timer, and this is a toggle for the grid. We can switch between these modes by simply swiping left and selecting the mode, or else I can swipe it up or down to change the modes. If I want to change the video resolution, then I need to select video, then press this button, and from here I can change the video resolution. I have currently set it to 4K, and if it occupies too much space or if 1080p is more than enough for me, I can do that. So that's pretty much it about the camera app. By the way, in the picture mode or in the camera mode, if you do this, over here we have the gear button. It gives us additional options. It gives us the option to save images in the RAW format. So if you want that, just enable this toggle. By the way, saving images in RAW format will consume more space on your device, so I tend to disable that. Next, we can have a shutter sound every time we take a picture using this toggle. And if you want to save location of the picture that you are taking, enable this toggle. And there you go, that's your shutter sound. And finally, to take screenshots on your device, simply press volume down and power button both at the same time. And there you go, that's the screenshot. And finally guys, out of the box you get Google Keyboard on it, and I would suggest you to try out the Android N keyboard. There's a separate video for that in my channel, check it out. I'll try to leave a link in the description down below and on a Google card on the top right corner of the screen. So check out that video. The latest Google Keyboard is really amazing, so definitely give it a try. So that's pretty much it for this video guys. These are all the tips and tricks for your OnePlus 3, OnePlus 2 and other OnePlus devices running Oxygen OS. Apart from the fingerprint scanner, rest of the things should be pretty similar to other devices. I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you know most of these things, then you're already a geek. You don't need to watch tips and tricks videos anymore. And if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Until then, as always, keep smiling.